Good day, folks. We want to welcome you to a great edition of MLC Talk. Today is the last Sunday in the year 2024, and um, today our regular schedule, the Bishop Hour, will not be. We won't be paying host to our Bishop, the Reverend Dr. Victor G. Patmo, because he is not feeling too well today. Um, Instead of that, we will be having a roundtable conversation on we'll be having a reflection on the LCL 2024. And before we do that, we just want to welcome our brother Elijah Zena. He's there in our studios in Minneapolis. The Dr. Toto will be joining us from our studios in Pittsburgh very shortly, as well as our sister Couple Soleil. She will be joining us also from Winnipeg, that's in Canada. But Zena, man, how's the atmosphere going to 2025?
Well, thank you, Willie. First of all, I want to say Merry Christmas to you, and I hope that you and your family had a wonderful Christmas.
Yes.
We over here in Minnesota, we were very relaxed. Christmas, like, it's not celebrated over here like we do it back home in
Right.
Africa.
Right.
It's more like relaxed and home, just chilling. But it
Yeah.
was wonderful. Minnesota is kind of cool and calm right now. Our weather, it's not too cold today, but we got a lot of fog, so we're
Yeah.
dealing with that as well.
Yeah.
So as we are about to get into our discussion here, looking at the year in review, well, there are various things that we're gonna be looking at. But first of all, I just want to say thank God that we have made it thus far, and we pray that we all can cross over into 2025. You know, but
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to a very open discussion where we can just look at the year in review and look at some of the achievements and look at some of the legacy of the Lutheran Church in Liberia, and then even in our personal lives as well, we can look at that as
Right.
well.
Right. Right. Yeah. Dr. Toto, welcome. We You joined us right on time, and we want to say Merry Christmas to you too. So, how are you doing? How are you doing, Dr. Toto? We're gonna give you 2 minutes as well, so you can bring us some updates. What's going on in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, let me first all greet you and Elijah, and let me say Merry Christmas also too. And today's the last one in the year, and we are glad to be back. You know, to get our perspective of the year in review. We come to the Lutheran Church in Liberia or topic,
Yep.
and also in Pittsburgh, you can see me wearing my African shirt today. The weather is been so good. Yesterday we were in the 60s. And according to historian, they said that the last time they happened was in 1918.
Oh, wow.
At that, at that time of the year. So global warming is really taking a serious shape in terms of the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so we are glad to be here, to contribute to the discussion.
Maybe if Dr. Toto is bragging about nice weather, I think Elijah is the one you rubbing it on, because you talking about nice weather, you talking about Georgia. We
The Georgia part, the idea when it comes to weather. Yeah.
so Elijah,
Well,
sorry about that. I mean, sorry
I
about
want to
that.
thank you, man, especially from Minnesota. Like, I don't really get into the weather thing because my weather is so unpredictable. It changes at any time. It can be good in the morning, and then before you know, in the afternoon, you get a 4 inches of snow right up the ground. So yeah, but you guys enjoy the wonderful weather wherever you guys are. But we're
Yeah,
good though. We're good in
yeah.
Minnesota. We like the weather though.
I was
For
saying
me, yeah, go ahead, Dr. Tudu.
that was saying I was in Georgia some time ago. I think was just
Yeah.
half of Egypt that touched the ground. All the schools were closed. Highway were
Yeah.
I said, what is happening here? I'm on my way to the airport. They had to have a detour to go to the airport. I said, just he gave me see the green grass. You know,
Taratutu. Taratutu. Prevention is better than cure.
I
Prevention
know,
is better than
I
cure.
know, but
So yeah. So this what I can tell you though. This what I can tell you that that this what I can tell you. For me, going into 2025, I'm excited. I'm rather grateful to God that you know December, December was a little bit, challenging for us as a family. Back to back, hospitalization. Uh, my mother-in-law and then my wife. So we were all worried that that my wife was going to be in the hospital, for the Christmas. But as God will have it, on the 30th, no, the 24th. Yeah, she was discharged from the hospital. So we had a good Christmas. But 2 days from now, I'll be going to see my orthodontist, and yeah, so we got to remove everything and leave it in, all the, we're gonna have a tooth
yeah,
extraction in 2024. you know, I've been doing a Google research on it, how the process, the procedure is gonna be like and everything, but yeah. So
you know what?
you know,
I had that same experience where
yeah,
my 4 wisdom tooth were removed. I think that was in 2008.
yeah,
And that first, after I found it difficult to chew bones.
mm,
Yeah, it was very challenging. I said it, the gum begin to heal and the gum begin to get used to, processing the food.
yeah,
God is very unique. God
yeah,
made all, very special way that when one part of the body is lacking, the
yeah,
body will resurface, to
yeah.
provide service to the other side of the body. And
Mhm.
that's what happened. But the first week was very challenging, but later on, as as I speak to you right now, I don't have a wisdom tooth. But I can chew bone and on my gum, and I don't feel no effect on it as compared to when I had it the first before. So as it's just a beauty of God when it comes to creating a human being.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tutu. Listen, you know what? You made me feel so
Nothing
good.
in the future is
Now,
compared to the
what you say? What you say, Elijah?
nothing at the future is compared to the original. So once you temper with the original, now you become uncomfortable.
No, but no, I feel a little more comfortable, because like he's explaining right now, like he has experienced it. But some people just say, "Oh, good luck," and oh, wow, okay, good luck. Kind of put that fear in me. But with what that I told you explaining now to me, it made me a little like ease that going into next Tuesday. So I ask that you all, remember me in your prayers. I'll be going there. I don't know how many hours. I'll be going to do all five, all four at the same time, and just remove them, and anyway. But let's go into our program. Let's go into our program. So folks,
Yeah.
again, we want to say thank you for tuning in. The numbers are going to be out here very shortly. We're just going to go over a few things, and we'll be giving you the opportunity to post your comments, and also to call in. We want you to call in. We're looking at LCL. Okay. We're looking at LCL. We'll be looking at policy. We'll be looking at accountability. We'll be looking at information dissemination. We'll be looking at some of the projects, okay, of this administration. We'll be looking at the auxiliaries as well. How the auxiliaries doing? Okay. As we were joking with Elijah last Sunday, that he's an insider. So and
Oh, please.
we'll also be looking at unity in the church. How are we now as a church, the LCL? But again, folks, we want to encourage you. Please share the show. Share it and invite someone to listen in to. So we're gonna begin with Dr. Toto. Dr. Toto, Dr. Toto, you are not a stranger. The name Toto is not it's a household name like the name Zena in the Lutheran Church in Liberia. Uh, you've been following this administration and also previous administrations. And I will give you 2 minutes on this. How is this administration doing when it comes to policy? Comes to policy in the church. What is your own take?
When it comes to that's a very good point. To start the discussion what kind of policy, the church. I mean, I be in Liberia, to do the
But you've been following though.
Of the church, we've been following. We made trip to Liberia where we engaged some of the major stakeholders in the church. And the challenges that the Pablo leadership encountered when they took over, and some of the progress they have made. So what in terms of policy were from our in-house interaction, with some of the keys, I would say that the church on the right track in terms of making some of those policy today, that it may some of the policy may be very slow, but we are seeing some ripple effect and also some positive effect on some of the decisions that the current leadership have taken over. And for me, I think they're on the right path. More need to be done in terms of how to implement the policy, but I think he has added something, and we can see some little green light towards it.
So I'm still with you, Dr. Tutu. So in terms of grading, your own working with the administration, like you said, from January to now December, and following this administration, if we want to grade the LCL now, or this administration, if you want to grade the LCL in terms of policy, and what grade are you going to give and why?
I would say
in terms of letters.
In terms of I would grade the administration B.
B, okay.
I'll give it a B in terms of the policy that the bishop, just the policy aspect of what the bishop have put into place and where he came from and where the state that the church are in, and some of the reform that he have brought into the church, especially like we discussed a time ago when it comes to the asset verification or / auditing, we may call it. That was something new into the church. He brought that reform in the church. Even though the process going a little bit slow, but that's a policy that was brought into the church, when it comes to asset verification, and which would you get the bishop or B for that, for me, and some other program that
we're gonna kind of program. We have programs here. We have programs. We started with project. We have programs as well. So let's go to Elijah. Elijah, same question to you, Elijah. As an insider, the insider Elijah.
For me, thank you, Willie. Thank you for the question. I got a few things that I listed here that I'll talk about as we move along the program. But in response to your question, when you say policy, the LCL has so many policies, and so if we just say how is the church doing as it regards to policy, the policies are on the book. The implementation of the policy is another thing, and the reception of the policy. Listen,
Elijah. Let me just clarify. Right, I'm talking about implementation. I know the policies are on the book, not formulating new policies, but and we don't have enough time. So policy itself is a whole program by itself. So
that's the place I'm coming, Willie. That's where I'm coming. I understand that. Yeah. So the implementation of the policy and the reception of that implementation, and I think that's a major challenge to the LCL when it comes to the reception of some of the policies of the LCL when she tries to implement them, and then it turns to be like, why is the bishop doing this? The bishop should not be doing it when it is enshrined within the LCL policy manual, when it is within the constitution of the LCL. So let's take for an instant, right? We're talking about policy implementation. The pastors went to convention. They passed that if a pastor serve at a parish after SY after 5 years, right? And if that person is not reassigned, they continue to serve within that parish, right? But then if they are called to be reassigned, they can be reassigned to another parish and they should be able to move from that parish. But let's look at the department administration. We've had instances where pastors, they've recalled pastors, and the pastor being recalled see the calling as a witch hunt. That use the terminology that is very familiar within department administration about witch hunting. Um, they consider that a witch hunting, and then some people consider that to be like their leadership is not for me. There are instances that I can cite about that, but I don't want to go into that. You guys already know some of these stories. So I'm just saying that the department administration, like that the total said, they've been trying to implement policy, and especially when it comes to even accountability. The accountability part of the church, especially when
No,
he
no.
speaks
Okay,
about
so Elijah, accountability is on the list. Let's look at
actually,
policy, the implementation.
we
No,
do have policy on the
I
book
don't
that
want
speaks to
Elijah.
accountability.
I don't want you to go to that part because we got
When
accountability part coming.
yeah, we
We'll
do
go
have
to that.
policy that
So
speaks
give
to
your grade,
accountability.
right? Give
Yeah.
your grade
Okay, let me
on
grade. Let
policy.
me grade. Let me grade. I don't. For me, it's hard for me to give or rate. I'll give the department administration a C plus when it comes to policy implementation and the reception of that, because the entire LCL, not even the administration specifically,
No,
but
no,
the
no. We're
entire
looking at
LCL.
LCL. We're looking at LCL, not
So
so
the entire
specific to the
LCL gave
department,
them a
but
C
the
plus when
LCL
it
right
comes.
now as we are.
The bishop can try to implement a policy, but the reception of that policy, the way they accept it, the way it's carried out, the process in which it's carried out, how the reception is like, and how it's brought to bed. Do we have a policy that the bishop said this is happening without the bishop just write the parishes and say let's pay $25 and people go and raise the money and bring it? That's another thing. But when it comes to what is on the book and going by the book, the LCL when the LCL tries to go by the book, it's a serious resistance to change. So I get it.
I want to ask you a question, and please, Elijah, I want to 30 seconds to 1 minute on it, and then Dr. Tutu will come into
Mhm.
talking about the reception to some of these the implementation of policies, right? Some of the
Mhm.
policies. Is it how it is presented, or by all account, the parishes are just not willing, like being very uncooperative to you?
Now, well, that's a whole Pandora box, and I would maybe I might say, in my opinion, maybe the process through which communication is going out, the
Okay.
way somebody gets the information about what the change that is coming, the way the communication is getting to that individual, or the way the LCA is communicating this process. So if we have a policy on the book about how people are changed, or how to go about doing things, and if we follow that China and it's communicated properly, I don't think we will experience resistance to change. But
Okay.
apparently maybe people are not getting the communication the way they should be getting it, and
Right.
then when they get to know that this is happening, or this is what the church leadership is deciding, is
Yeah.
at the 12th hour, and
Yeah.
then the reaction is very different, or they're getting the information from a third party, then
Right.
getting it from the relevant individual that's supposed to be reaching out to them. So if it is not done properly, it's not done at all. So that's
Thank
what I'm
you.
saying.
Right.
Is an issue of resistance to the change based on the channel of communication to the people.
Thank you. Dr. Toto, you have 1 minute too, please.
So looking at look
I
looking
mean,
at
if you want to pass on the answer, that's fine because Elijah commented on it. But if
no
you want to
let
add
me
as well,
just let me just add some of the reason why I give the church or the LCL B in terms of the policy implementation. When Bishop Palmer took over, some of the obstacles that some of the diaspora experience when it comes to relationship building with the church, and most especially when it comes to the proposed Lutheran University, the obstacle that we experienced from the previous leadership, and when Palmer took over, or let me say Bishop Palmer, they call him Palmer. I take my word back. When Bishop Palmer leadership took over,
You gotta get in trouble with the bishop now. Keep calling him Padmo. You gotta get in
Man,
trouble.
Bishop sick, man. He the man. Bishop sick. Bishop not
you know,
hearing right now.
Hey, the bishop is watching.
Bishop can hear right now.
The bishop is
Bishop
still
hear
watching.
right now. Bishop on the
But I thought you better be mindful.
Well,
go ahead, Anatoto.
when the Bishop Pablo leadership took over, and he gave a word to us about the diaspora, that the Lutheran University will be one of the prime objectives on his agenda, and he's going to work with us. And today, we have that Lutheran University fully established now, and classes are going on. So that was a policy initiated and implemented by his administration. And also to, like I said, we came out to bring a change. And sometimes to accept a change in an institution is not easy. In every sector, it will be the private sector, it will be in government, it will be in the church setting, in a faith-based institution. Change everywhere is a resistance. So when he came in, he decided to come with a lot of changes in the church, but a lot of resistance in the church, which led to declare the asset verification and the court hearing all those everything. So at least, he's for me, he started on a positive path. He deserved a B for that.
All right, thank you. So, Anatoto, I want to stay with you a little bit. We Lutherans, we believe in the priesthood of all believers. All right. And I don't want you to shy from this one and say, no, this is not in my area. On the issue of evangelism, where do you see our church at this time, evangelism?
So that's a very good sort of type of evangelism. I don't know how far
are we growing as a church? Are we decline? Are we on the decline? Are we on the increase?
I can come in. I can come in.
Hold on. Toto got church in his town. They don't want to build that town. I know you passed on some real small.
So even though St. John Lutheran Church is my whole parish in Toto, but my membership was transferred to the St. Peter Lutheran Church, and I took my membership from St. Peter Lutheran Church to Peaceful Lutheran Church. So I want to visit Liberia, that Peaceful Lutheran Church I go to. But that used to be a parish, but now I mean a preaching point, and I led the Peaceful Lutheran Church is a parish, and even I think the church are based on effort, in terms of evangelizing from a preaching point to a full parish, which we should give credit to the church for in terms of evangelizing. The older what's this years old?
Forget about
Go ahead.
We're not accusing the leadership of
come on.
Yeah.
Come on. You know
we're by call him. We're not ready to accuse the leadership of anything. We're thinking about the resistance to the change. Listen.
Let me lay my thought.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right? But before I left Liberia in the mid-90s, when I left Liberia in the mid-90s, the evangelistic department was very strong in the church at that time during Bishop Harry time. And it brought a lot of young people in the church, and young people become pastors. Some of them become the serious strong leadership in the church. And from that time up to present, for me, I see the evangelistic department decline in terms of the number of people that they reach to at that time, the number of preaching points that they have, the number of parishes that they have. I think the mafia at that time was a preaching point of parish, So at that time, if you compare the press, I think they have been a decline in terms of reaching out.
So in terms of grading, which grade you gonna give this
You
number
tell
one?
about you tell about you tell, you tell my evangelism. I will give. I will give a C.
You give a C. All right. So no, and quickly, do I'm leading the conversation. I want to make a point. In all fairness, I want to make a point to let that when it comes to the policy implementation, I will give my own grading. All right. And to be honest, I will give a C in terms of policy implementation. And the the two main reasons have already been stated by the book for you, so I don't have to go over everything because of time. So I would actually give them a C. So go ahead, Elijah, on evangelism, your grade first and why the grade, then I will come in.
All right. First of all, let me just tell you, you guys, when you look at the LCL,
Mhm.
like Dr. Toto was saying, when you look at the LCL back that ran 90, like 90, after 1996 Civil War, after the war, let's say after the war, at that time, like St. Peter had a really good evangelism department
Yeah.
where you had the leg of Samuel Dapol or Reverend Wokolo Kole, Reverend Siakoya Davis, and just name it. So there was a really good evangelism department at St. Peter's at that time.
Remy Alexander small as well, my man.
Very
Name everybody.
Boluba Zeze, all those people, right? And today, all those names that we are calling, majority of them, they are pastors within the LCL now. Those are the guys who founded the strong evangelism department. But then look at the evangelism department of the LCL.
Now,
To be frank with you guys, the evangelism department of the LCA is one of the least funded department within the LCA because that department does not have any overseas partner that supports that program. I think the late Larry Mangon, when he used to be the director for that department, there was some little money coming from somewhere that was supporting him, and then it went away.
that
So
was the no, no,
the
go ahead, go ahead.
I think the Danish Evangelical Mission was giving some kind of small money, some kind of work to do some of the evangelism work over there. But as we speak, the department administration, when the department administration came into office, is one of their achievements that I would say, and I would grade the OB. The LCR never had anything in Sano County, right? But during the department administration, they were able, for the first time, to have an evangelism mission in a mission field down in Sano County. So that's an expansion of the LCL. Because over the years, we have never had any mission field in Sano. I think somebody gave the church some land in Sano, and the Reverend Yahoo leads the evangelism department of the church, led a group over there to do some evangelism trip and stuff like that. So I think for that, that's a plus for the LCL. And I think, in as much as the membership of the LCL, like I cannot just sit here and say, oh, the membership have grown over the year or it has fallen or base. We have churches all around. We have about 9 districts. I stand to be corrected because I've been out for a little bit. Maybe they added another one, but I know that we had about 9 districts within the LCL, up this and that. So we had about 9 districts. So out of the 9 districts, we have parishes and preaching points in these areas. So the LCL got a good number of people that are Lutherans that are worshiping within the LCL. So I think on the evangelism part, I think the LCL is doing really good. I would rather grade than a B plus on that, based on the level of work they've been doing. Like look at Kim today, right? The kids. As of yesterday, I saw about they had 320 people on camp. And to have these kids coming on camp, it has to be the work of the pastors, the evangelists, the deacon, the parish council of these churches where the kids are coming from, in order to put resources together, make sure that the kids are coming to camp. So I think when it comes to evangelism, the major challenge of the church is the resources to support this department to do more, but I think they are really trying. So I'll give them a B plus on that.
All right, so I want to come in on evangelism. um, I will agree with you in part, Elijah, and I will also differ with you um, on the fact that having over 300 young people at camp is the work of evangelists and pastors. I want to differ with you on that a bit. And this is my reason why, that the youth in town past have put a whole lot when it comes to camp. The youth going to camp, the church directly had not really, unless you want to tell me now as an insider that, because I remember you told me in past time that there was zero support to the camp for central administration. So
let me make something straight to you here. Let me make something
okay,
straight to you here.
go ahead.
When I'm speaking about the evangelism department of evangelism of the church, I'm not speaking just directly from the central office perspective.
No, not central office. I'm talking about evangelism.
I'm coming.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Even though parishes by night gave the youth department and said this is 1,000 out of, maybe some parishes are doing it, we don't know. Or this is 1,000 out of for your trip to go to camp. But bear in mind that all of the kids, even the youth leadership, all of them that are in the offices, they all comes from parishes. And they are responsible for the youth department. They are in leadership to lead the youth department, but they are in parishes of the LCL. So the fact of the matter that they can canvass, they can set up flyers, do advertisement, encourage young people to go to camp. That's evangelism, and they are all member of the church. So
No, but
I'm not putting
Elijah, I will give that a total 30 seconds, then I will come back in.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead,
I would evangelism to a singular person.
No, not a singular person, not a singular
We are
person.
looking at evangelism as a department, right?
As a department, that's what we're looking at, as a
That's what
department.
we're looking at.
Like you
Well,
mentioned that the church
I just told you guys one of the. I just told you guys from my perspective, it's my opinion
yeah, you talk
that
about silo.
that,
And we
that
support
the
Because
church
Sano
has
is good.
expanded into Sano County
That's good.
under this leadership, and also they've been doing some other works in other places, having crusade, other things. So for me, that's what I said. Like they've been doing well, and I give them the B plus. That's my opinion. That's what I think.
Yeah, so
That's a
that's
good
the reason.
mission.
So
I
that's the
think
reason why. Yeah, go ahead. Let me that 30 seconds.
I think when Bishop came here during the Aliyah convention, I can recall that Bishop was talking about this or the progress the church have made in the South, in the special region or in Grand Judea also too. He
But
talked.
we've been in Grand Judea for a while now.
Talk about no, they've been Grand Judea, but I think they're trying to establish something in Grand Judea or something of I just want a project. Or in Grand Judea, if I'm not mistaken, he was talking about the progress they have made in our region, in the Southeast. So I mean the mission have been good. Also evangelism is good. They are making some progress, like as Elijah said. But big how big the progress is, especially on our side of Liberia, or even right before, or the LCL me office or base or in Moswalo County, Brown County, and Lofa County. We know they already established there, but how effective that department is in terms of reaching out. Do they have this? Do they have a good financial resources to go to evangelize? And the same time too. We're on the program, I think some time ago, where I think Brother Sonny George or Councilor Layfield were talking about how people live in the church. There are a lot of people that left the church.
I was coming to that. I was coming to that. So yeah. So Elijah. So I'm speaking to the evangelism department. I come in, my brother. Let me just learn quickly. I was speaking to evangelism department as a whole, not an individual. I appreciate the work that the church is doing currently. Brother Yah is from my parish, and I'm very proud of that. Brother John Yah, okay, is from.
He's a pastor. Pastor.
Yeah. And anyway, Pastor John Yah, but we're so used to calling him Brother Yah because we all, grew up in the youth together. So, Pastor Yah or Reverend Yah, just to be very clear on that, Reverend Yah is from my parish, St. Matthew, the Warehouse Parish, and I'm very proud that he can lead.
Shut up for warehouse here.
Yeah, that's the parish of bitter bus sellers. The parish of bitter bus sellers. So I'm very proud that Brother Yah can lead this effort that the church is, making some strides in this area. But like Dr. Toto pointed, our church, I would say that the church is not, the church needs to do more when it comes to evangelism, because if we are doing better in evangelism, we will not have our people sliding off, going to these mushroom churches, just to go back in the day, there was this pastor on EW radio say people got itching ears going to listen to what they want to hear, these salvation messages. I mean, our evangelism department, if we can step up and do more, we will not be losing our members like that. It's the same evangelism strategy that those other churches are carrying out. That's why you see our members, sliding off, going to these places. It really saddened my heart to hear 2 Sundays ago that brother Dappler is no longer in the Lutheran Church in Liberia. I mean, I still find it difficult that brother Dappler is no. I come in. Remember, I want to say you're an East Sider. Give all the chance. Those who are outsiders.
I'm an East Sider. I just like to have a balanced conversation when it comes to this.
Let me wrap up on the grading.
No, I got your point. I got your point.
I will give you the chance, Elijah. I don't want to lose my thought. Okay, so again, there's one thing, brothers, innovation. We have to be innovative. You talked about what's the name? The late Reverend Mengo. People jokingly call him "Where the Man Gone." Okay, Reverend Where Kid Mengo. I served with Reverend Mengo. Was one of those pastors in the Lutheran Church in Liberia. You can put him in the desert. He will try to make water from in our desert. He was very innovative. That's the thing about that was the thing about Reverend Mengo. In addition to the support that the Danish congregation was sending in, Reverend Mengo also worked with administration. People were contributing this, I think, on LCL. I was part of those who were counting the money. People contributed. They had a US dollar component, the Liberian dollar component, not only contributing money, but people saw where the money was going into. They saw where the money was going into. Not only going into new areas, but also our existing congregation, Reverend Weke Mengo was reaching to these places, and he was, his team was reaching out. The lack of Corporal Saleh and Dorcas Johnson and Lehman Jackson, all of us were on this team. So, with that being said, I want to say that I'll give the administration, I want to give the evangelism department a flat C. I want to give them a flat C. I know they can do better. They are doing well, but I know they can do better than this. And if we keep doing better, the evangelism department is like the catalyst of our church. And if we can do better, the evangelism department can do better. Our churches, you will see our churches now will become more crowded like before. I know at St. Peter's one time, if you don't go to St. Peter's so early, you don't even have a space to even sit, to even go to the choir stand to go and sit there. Why St. Peter have that extension in the back? Back then when we were in St. Peter, the extension, the area in the back there where people sit in the back, that was for the choir to assemble and march up. But now you got pews all over there because the church was expanding. And now all the pews are all empty. You can sit and stretch your legs. So I will give the evangelism department a flat C. I will give Elijah, Elijah, hold on 1 second, please. I will give you a 30 seconds on this. I will give that a 30 seconds, a hard 30 seconds. Then we move to the next topic. Please go ahead.
All right,
Elijah.
So let me just say something to you guys. One of the things I want to say is that
in 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds. the movement from people from one church to another is there are different factors involved. I don't think it's a failure of evangelism. So when you speak to all of those people that are leaving the Lutheran church and going to other churches, that's how people are leaving other churches and coming to the Lutheran church as well. So there are human tendency and other factors that are associated with the movement of people from one church to another. I would agree with you guys that the church used to be packed. But the reason why I'm grading the LCL a B on this evangelism thing is that right now we don't have the data. All right, our conversation is not based on the data. The last time they did a survey in the LCL, I don't know, I think that's on 10 years ago. So we don't have a data to say this is the membership the past 10 years and this is where we are. So if we have a data that is before us and we are looking at it and say, oh, this is this, and then we can build base our grading system based upon that data. But out of our opinion, out of assumption right now on our overall belief, what we see, because we're just speaking from our assumption and opinion here right now in the absence of real data to base our argument on. So that's the reason what I'm saying. I would give the LCL a B based on the fact that they were able to expand to the southeast. That was just my reason, because
No, that's fine. That's fair
you
enough.
know. So I agree with you guys. And when you come talk about our East St. Peter recently, the pews at the back of St. Peter, they step forward. I was there recently. People that still coming to church. So it's a steady church. It's in single, so it's always packed. So when there's an event happening at St. Peter, the church can be very packed. So it's just a human thing. It's a human tendency. People moving from one place to another. Everybody got their own reason why they're leaving from the Lutheran church and going to the Methodist church, going to some charismatic church or some wherever. So wherever somebody think that this is where I think I belong, they go there. This is the gospel. You go and listen to the same thing. That's the same way. Like I was in St. Peter, we had new members in the church. Like they asked who the first people coming to first comer, first timer in the church, and a lot of people stood up. And I've been away for some time, So it's happening everywhere. Now you just have
let her
hold on, Weddy. Don't stop in there. Right now, you have St. Matthew now. St. Matthew had peaceful Lutheran preaching point under them as a preaching point. Now peaceful is a parish. That's an expansion, because before you become a parish, your congregation must be a certain length. You should have certain number of people within your congregation and some preaching points underneath you. And we do have peaceful now as a Lutheran church, as a parish. I mean, so those are expansion, and it's against those bad drafts that I'm telling you that I'm giving them a B.
Thank you. I mean,
Yeah.
we accept your opinion. We accept your opinion, and that a total please. Let's take 30 seconds on it. We have a few more other areas that we want to look at. And yeah, go ahead.
Like talk about migration.
Yeah.
Migration is something that also affect the church also too. People migrate from one place to another. And some of them, when they move to a new community, they decide to affiliate with that church in that community also too. So that should be some of the drawback that people in the church lose membership. But I think the church has made some significant progress. If you look at the mission of the Lutheran Church in Liberia, they have made some, especially in the southeastern part of Liberia. Before then, the Lutheran Church was only centered around Monserrado County, Bon, and Lofa County. And other smaller area maybe in other counties. But now, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Lutheran Church are cover all the 15 counties in Liberia. And that's a progress in terms of evangelism of the church. There are some challenges. Yeah, other people may leave. There are other people may not be happy with some of the changes that take place in the church. They will leave. But overall, if you look at the positive and negative, I think they made some significant progress. I wish we should give them that what the world want to say to give them life maybe my C or maybe I'm upgrade my C to B, but
after Evangelist Sina had come back for a rebuttal to say you change your C to a B.
That was a preaching point in the march.
Evangelist Sina.
That's a preaching point in the march era where I have a property with it.
Yeah.
If you go to Marshall, there's a preaching point in Marshall, have my property, and once go like Marshall, visit that place. But now I learned that they are no longer preaching point now, they have been a full parish now. So the church is making some progress.
No, you see, the thing is that to you and to everyone, I do agree. I'm not saying the church is not doing nothing, right? I'm just saying that the church can do better. And at this point, and everyone is sharing their own opinion. My opinion is that as a church, because I know that Brother Jenna talk about data, right? We've heard from a lot of our own church leaders, even just before coming right now on air. I spoke with like a veteran leader in our church, a veteran pastor, okay, in our church, and he said admitted to that. Even our like the church, even Bishop himself came and said that having people to even go to seminary, entire the church is out of pastors. So
that's a whole different topic, Willie.
No, that's a different discussion.
That's a whole different topic, Willie. You can't actually then you're listening.
So I stay on my flat C. That the Toto had just reversed his C to a B, and Evangelist Zena, the insider, has he remained firm on his. What he said, B plus or B? He said B, right?
B, yeah.
B. Okay, you remain firm on his B. Folks, you are in tune to MLC Talk. This is the platform we discuss all things Lutheran. Anything Lutheran, that's what we discuss. All our conversation is surrounding, is centered around Lutheranism. Reverend J. Louis McKay.
Okay.
We can send you a link to join us. We tried reaching out to Reverend McKay to join us today, but it was not possible. I believe he's in Bapulu. And he will be sharing your comments. We'll be sharing all of your comments. So please have your comments coming in. And if you want to send your grading too, let me just give you those areas. We talked about
policy.
We talked about policy. We talked about evangelism. The next one we're going to go to is projects and programs. How are our projects and programs? How are they doing? The next one will be accountability. After accountability, we'll be looking at information dissemination. And after that, we'll be going to unity within the church. Okay. How unified is our church at this time? And our auxiliaries, we'll be looking at our auxiliaries. So, and if there's any other area that we did not mention, please, you can just send in your grades, please. We want to see that. We want to see those grades coming in, please. And this is to help our church. It's nothing against. If you give your honest opinion, it's better. And I believe that this administration will consider these criticisms as constructive to do better in these areas. So please have your grades coming in, please. All right. So the next thing we're going to be talking about here is projects and programs. This time around, I will start with Dr. Toto.
You've been starting with
projects
that.
I will start with Elijah. Elijah,
all right, let me start with Elijah.
Elijah is the east side.
Starting though.
Elijah is the east side. Let me take some of the things from east side, bring it outside.
Let me get
Yeah.
Elijah.
I used to be in, so let's make it clear. I used to be
Elijah, let me hold you. Elijah, you are insider. All the way up to the level of World Federation. You knew the president of World Federation. I made the telephone and call you. So you're insider. From the ground to the top. So,
okay. I agree. I'm an insider.
Bring some things from inside, bring it outside.
Yeah,
so
they
Elijah,
will flow.
Elijah, give us 2 minutes. The inside don't want to come out. The inside don't want to come out. Elijah, give us 2 minutes, please, on projects and programs. How are we doing? Are we better now than before? And first your grade. Are we better now than before? And why? But give us a grade first, please.
Thank you, Willie. And this is mechanic opinion on projects and programs. And for me, I'll focus basically on the projects. not the when you talk about the program. I'm not going to talk about the men, women, and youth department. I'm not.
No. The programs, like I know, projects and programs, pretty much like trauma healing,
I
Trauma
HIV,
know,
AIDS,
healing,
I
malaria.
know,
yeah,
I
those
know.
type of things.
Because sometimes we want to bring the men, women, and put them on the same
No,
project.
not men, women. The men, women will be on our
All
auxiliaries. The
right.
men, women on our
Okay.
auxiliaries.
So let's go to THRP. For as of today, as of today, I will grade THRP as a C plus,
Why?
and I will grade.
Why?
I will grade.
Just hit this, my
Wait,
brother. Just
wait,
hit that
wait,
small because
now,
that man
wait,
is a
Willie,
deep
I'm
insider.
coming.
Please,
I'm
just hit
coming,
this
Willie.
small. Okay,
Willie,
go
I'm
ahead.
coming. Let me get my
Go ahead.
grading, and then I give you the reason behind my gradings. All right.
All right,
Before I
THRP
lost
C
my
plus. Okay.
yeah, THRP, I'll give it a C plus. I would
C plus.
give HFA is a D. I would
Mm-hmm.
give LDS a D.
Mm-hmm. Malaria.
Malaria C. I don't know whether they're still
Okay.
operating. Um, what
Another
else?
tree. Another tree.
UTT
Uh-huh.
C plus.
So they say UTD,
All right.
or just call it 4D for the listener, for the audience.
Another tree.
Under the tree, right?
I mean
That
that
is
Yeah,
only
just
another
call
tree.
it.
Yeah.
I mean just
school.
call
That
it
is only
just
school
for audience.
program.
It's a Sunday school
Yeah,
program. Another tree.
Yeah.
under the tree. Yeah. Um. So we got trauma healing. We have LDS. We have ACE. And what else? Oh, LCLSS.
I just saw one.
LCSS.
It just said the piece.
LCLSS. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
LCSS. That's the Lutheran
Yeah.
Church in
School system.
Liberia school system.
Yeah. LCLSS.
Mhm.
And then so I
What you
think
got for LCSS? LCSS. What you got?
LCSSS I get a C plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And
so
then
so Elijah, let's do this,
all
right?
right. You go
Let's
that
cover
go
all of them. Elijah, let's cover all of the programs so that we don't come in. So we'll just go over the same thing too. We'll go over the same programs. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have THRP, we have HIV, we have LDS, we have malaria under the tree, Lutheran Church school systems. And what else again? What else again that we're missing?
They have the Louis the LUL.
Yeah, the LUL is a project.
The
Oh,
LUL.
okay. Yeah, okay. LUL.
And then the Louis T. Bauer Lay Leaders Training Center, LTT I got a long acronym. I don't know how to call it right now, but the Louis T. Bauer Lay Training Center, Total. And then we got and so that one I would give them the B.
Then we'll have to include LTI.
No, LTI falls under the LCSS.
No, but
And
LTI has a training program component though.
no, right now it's on LCSS.
Okay. How about
Yeah.
current hospital? How about the hospitals?
Yeah.
Current Phoebe Hospital.
Hospitals. We'll get them B. We'll get them C, CC, the both hospital.
So you would give them, say I would give them.
I'll get a CC.
Yeah, see, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then also
okay, Phoebe the same.
Okay. They have
All
a
right.
Louis T. Bauer, the Louis Bauer.
Oh, Louis T, I'll get him B.
Get them B. All right.
Yeah.
How about
The translation center getting C.
okay, all right, how about LUL man?
Oh, LUL, but they stay on C right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So trauma healing.
All right.
Now we're gonna knock it off.
That take them from the partner. Why they grading? So the THRP, right? The THRP, I graded it a C plus right now because it's the only project right now that's still sustaining itself based on they still got their traditional partner that's still sending a little bit of money, and then they got some government contracts that they implementing for returnees that are on drugs and other kind of stuff. So that program is it's still struggling and still managing. They still got two cars right now as we speak. They got two cars in the LCL. So that's the reason why I'm giving them a C plus because they're still forging ahead and managing. HIV used to be one of the next to trauma healing was the HIV and AIDS program that we know in the LCL. It used to be booming when they had a $5 million project that came from the Church of Sweden. They were implementing it. The program was booming, but there was no innovation. There was no strategic exit out of this project. There was no plan to sustain this program after donors funding. So right now, as we speak, the projects, the HIV and AIDS project I can give you a definite account of where they are right now, but all I can say is that the project is struggling right now. If we're not careful in the next 2 or 3 years, HIV and AIDS program will not exist in the LCL again. That's the
But
reason why
Elijah,
I'm going to see. Yeah,
Elijah,
yeah.
I think what we are looking at the Vera project. We are
hmm
tied to the bishop office.
Yeah, we're tired of
Yeah,
the
so we
bishop
are
office.
tied to the bishop office to see what role the bishop office play a role in support of the program in terms of implementation or whether they are a major factors in upgrading the program of that. That's what we're looking at. But
So this,
without looking
this,
at previous year
uh,
or previous.
that the total, that the total. All of what we're talking here, you and myself, we are assuming on some we are giving opinion. Some of these are not fact, and that way
Evidence
we got people listening to us. They can fact check us if we say something that is not right. So if I'm telling you that THRP is managing right now because of XYZ thing that they are doing, so if they are doing that indirectly or directly, the bishop office is involved with them. All right, so I don't have to clear that line and say this is what the bishop because the directors of this program they are appointed by the bishop. So whatever they are doing is like the superintendent in the county working there for the president. So whatever the superintendent does, it has a direct reflection on the president. So when I'm speaking about this program, whatever I'm saying, it has a direct impact or direct link to the bishop office as well. So I don't have to say this is what the bishop is doing and this is what he didn't do or so because I don't have the information on the day-to-day activities between the bishop and the directors. But from the overall look of what or how these programs are performing right now, that's from the perspective from which I'm speaking. If that's
Okay,
clear enough.
so why? Okay, you've already stated why you give the PHRP a C, you give HIV a D, and how about
Yeah,
LDS?
I was interrupted by that. I told her with a question to bring in the bishop's office when I was talking about HIV and AIDS.
Okay,
And so yeah, so
yeah, so
yeah, like I
let's
said,
go to
HIV and
LDS.
AIDS,
Mhm.
LD, LDS right now as we speak, I tell you, they from my opinion, LDS got a short lifespan right now. If the LCL doesn't work hard to really govern our resources locally or get other partners to support that project, right now the LCL, the LDS got a skeleton staff because you remember their property, the property they were in, it has been leased by the LCL. So therefore, they're not in that building anymore. They are now in the guest house. So they got a very little staff that's working right now. So if care is not taken in the next 2 or 3 years, we'll not have LDS in the LCL as well. So that's the
Mm.
reason why I'm giving in that grade.
How
I
about
stand to be corrected.
how about malaria?
I got a limited idea on the malaria program because I know that the lady who was running the malaria program came to the US. So I don't know who the new coordinator is, but one of the things that I know that ELC was funding that program. So as of now, yeah,
So in all fairness, you want to give malaria an I.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to give them an I or a C, but yeah, I'll just leave them because I don't really have much of information about them.
Or you want to give them an NA.
Not yeah, not applicable right now.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, just to
What's
be fair, just to be fair. Okay. Then we want to go
yeah,
to UTT. Yeah, okay,
UTT
UTT on the tree.
on the tree program, it's the same thing. For the first time, I gave them a C plus because for the first time in the history of the LCL was able to launch her own curriculum for Sunday school programs within Liberia. So for that, the UTT program, the director Moma and others, they've been doing their best. So I gave them a C plus because they did that.
Okay, all right. How about the Lutheran school systems? You
The
get them a
LCL
C
school
and you laugh.
I gave them I gave them the C plus
Okay, C
based on the
plus.
fact that yeah, I gave them the C plus based on the fact that the LCS school system failed to implement a simple policy that was amended that was given to them that is for the LCS school system to run the LCS schools. And that decision, it was a failure. The LCL at the end of the day had to ask the parishes again to start running their own schools, which of course I think it was not really a good thing that the members came and said, let the LCL school system manage the LCL schools, which of course that's how it should be. But then they fail and then they say, oh no, we can't do it now. We have to give it back to the parishes to run their own schools. And then they will pay quota to the LCL school system while we can provide oversight, giving them a limited access and control over these schools and stuff like that. That's the reason why I gave it a C plus.
All right. Um,
What else?
LUL.
LUL. LUL, I gave them a C based on the fact that the LCL was able to grab the bull by the horn. After so many years, they were able to grab the bull by the horn and establish the LUL. But yeah, much as the LUL is open right now, there are so many challenges, there are so many questions that are left unanswered, that needs to be answered. Um, and this is one of my problems that I have with the LUL. Right now, we don't have a working website for the LUL, a place that you can go and really get all the information you want. We don't have it. Number
Y- y-
two, number two, my grading. That's the reason I give you my grading. Number two, we have the College of Health Sciences, the Phoebe Esther Bacon College of Health Sciences. That's one college, but we have the two institutions still running independently of the other. So Esther Bacon is still running her school, gave you her own exam, graduating at a different time. Phoebe is still giving her own exam, entering exam, and graduating at a different time. So we have the name on paper, but the institutions are still operating independently. So that's my problem right there. We should have if we have a science college, we should have one curriculum, everything done, in coherence with the other institution. One dean that oversees, the college and everybody else kind of working with that dean in order to implement the curriculum of the college. But as we stand, Esther Bacon and Phoebe they still operating independently, but they under one carry one name. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
How about LTBTDBC? You give them a
The
B.
Louis T. Bauer Lay Training and Leader Training Center in Totota. All right.
Yeah.
The reason why I gave them the B plus is that they are still training evangelists and they are still training pastors within the LCL. When you graduate from college or other university, you go to the Louis T. Bauer Training Center in Totota. You go and do Lutheranism. That program has been effective. It is still going on. So that's the reason why I gave them a B.
All right. How about Corin and Phoebe? You give both of them C.
Current
It's a C
hospital
each.
is a failure. Current hospital is a failure because the director of current hospital is not innovative. He's not a person that's moving the institution. I don't know why the bishop is keeping him there. He shouldn't be there for in the first place. He should be removed because he's a young man that one would think that he would be very innovative and move the institution, but he's not doing it. I don't know why they're keeping him there. So current hospital right now is struggling. I know one time, one of the political people, candidates went there. He had to pay salary for some of the people that the hospital were owed, and partners are going slow as well on current hospital. So you need a real vibrant person to be at current hospital to move the institution, because current hospital is just one of those institutions within Lofa County of owned by the LCL that used to receive a lot of subsidies, and those subsidies are not coming as they used to be. So if you want that institution to be very operative, you have to have somebody who knows how to lobby within government to at least get some local fundings coming within the institution. But the current management at current hospital, I don't think they are up to the task, and they should not be there. That's the reason why I gave current
Phoebe,
hospital.
Phoebe.
Phoebe Hospital management is in limbo. LCL now does not even know her own position at Phoebe Hospital, because the management there. They are from different institutions that are running Phoebe. I think we got representation on the board or so. I think that's the only voice that we have right now, from the medical director to medical doctors and everything. Lutheran presence in Phoebe right now is very limited. So that's the reason why I gave it a C when it comes to the management of the hospital.
All right, Dr. Toto. For Dr. Toto, he's not an insider, so I know we're gonna move fast on this. THRP.
No, let me copy or I may not be familiar with most of the
Okay,
programs
so that's the
that,
trauma healing and reconciliation
that
program.
I just spoke about, but the one that I know, I can be able to comment on the special
So,
company.
I'm gonna read these programs out to you. You're gonna give me their grade. You're gonna give their grades.
No, don't call that deal. But maybe just say about, oh man, I want to go by Elijah. Sister.
No. These are the programs we have in the church.
Okay, yeah, that's how the trauma healing first.
All right. Yeah, trauma healing.
So the trauma healing, I've been following the work of the trauma healing, and the director, they happen to be my own pastor, and I visited the office so many times. I see the work they have been doing, the trauma healing, and also taking trips or also most of the country, especially the Grand Baza area. So they are doing extremely well, and especially when the fire incident happened in Tututa, the trauma healing was deeply involved in that process to help to provide training, tip, and help to people in Tututa how to deal with a situation like Liberia. So I will give the trauma healing a B plus for for the good work that they are put in terms of reaching out and making that department to be a strong department, and they have their own staff. I think they have their own budget. They pay their staff. Yeah.
All right. HIV, Lutheran Church HIV. If we cannot speak on that, just give it a pass.
I'm not familiar with the HIV program.
So we pass on that. Lutheran Development Service. We can pass on that if you're not. Lutheran Development Service.
We'll pass on that for me. I'm
pass on that. Okay. Yeah. Malaria. We're gonna pass on malaria. Under the tree. Yeah, we can pass on under the tree. Okay. How about Lutheran Church in Liberia school systems?
The Lutheran Church in Liberia school system. For them, I will pass on it for now. Yeah, I don't have much information.
Okay. How about the Lutheran LBT, and just pass on that because I don't even know all of the needs.
The Louis T. Power,
that's a very good institution that be established to do that over the year. I'm familiar with that. In fact, where Pastor Lilia Mana was heading that program some time ago before she got sick, and that's sort of work that she did, that she put into that program to do that. And since I think or GST went down when the Methodist Church took over GST completed, that institution were remodernized, to provide training to the evangelists and also to Lutheran pastors. And that institution has been very vibrant. You have developed Lutheran pastors through the years.
So why you get the Bauer? So why you get Bauer?
So I will get him the ear.
You give him an ear.
Yeah,
because you got it right there in Toronto. Okay, how about the current hospital?
Current hospital, I'm familiar with current hospital.
All right. How about Phoebe?
Phoebe Hospital, I think we are discussed Phoebe Hospital so many times off the platform. I think the
Yeah,
literature,
we've
I
discussed it.
think,
Yeah,
I think the literature have lost oversight when it comes to Phoebe Hospital. I think the government of Liberia partly run that hospital that we don't see too much involvement with the literature involving the process. In fact, the current medical director, Dr. Riggs, she keeps it through the government of Liberia to run our institution. So I don't really see how it's fair to the Lutheran Church to avoid that hospital again. So for me, I will give him a C.
okay. Now let's go to your LUL. I decided to leave LUL for live because I know that you're an insider when it comes to LUL.
Yeah, so for the Lutheran University of Liberia, which I play a significant role in
Right.
here, and all things, for the fact that we can get the Lutheran University to be established, to get on the road, and to have a president, that based in Liberia now. And I just saw recently again about an entrance placement that will be coming up in Total. And despite the challenges that are on the way, I think for the fact that we can establish that university, to get us to kick it running, or give them a B. I mean an A, not a B or A.
A.
Okay, A.
Wow, Dr. Stackley Malapa, I hope you are listening.
Yeah, I'll get an A.
You just got an A.
For that.
They made an Isala LUL.
They made an architect of LUL. That's why I decided to leave it last. He's an architect of LUL.
But I wanted to raise another program. I hope we can bring her on the program one of the days. There's the Lutheran Gentle and Justice program. I've been following her right and Harriet Mator. She has been very outspoken in terms of advocating for gender equality in Liberia in the Lutheran Church.
Yeah, we can bring her.
Yeah, she has been doing extremely well. I saw some of her report on the front page, Africa. I think there was I think in the workplace community, there's a guy that killed his wife and the daughter. And she was very strong advocate for that in order to seek justice for young people in Liberia, especially the church. So I think I need to give her A, for the work that she's doing in Liberia in terms of
gender justice.
The advocacy today. I hope, and I try to engage her, so one who can bring her on the show to really explain, to really tell her about the work that she's doing in terms of advocating for peace and justice in Liberia.
Dr. Toto, you are one of the hosts on this show, so please just get her, get her schedule, and we can have her appear on the show. Folks, you are in tune to MLC Talk. We thank you so much for sharing the show. We say please share the show. Please send in your comments. We're going to be reading them very shortly. We want to thank those who have contributed so far. I'm just going to run through mine here quickly. THRP is struggling. THRP is one of those institutions in the LCL that is still trying to keep her head above the water. So, and I would just look at THRP and give THRP a very high B minus. Yep. B minus, I will get THRP or B minus. The Reverend Flomo Nushin is doing exceptionally well along with his team. Vapana and all the guys, they are doing so much well. They are building the capacity of their staff members every time. And THRP is still trying. Want to thank Bread of the World for that. HIV and AIDS. HIV and AIDS is like LDS. HIV and AIDS is another program that is struggling somehow. They were displaced from their building. So HIV and AIDS is going to be a C for me. And I'll run quickly to LDS. LDS, Evangelist Elijah Zina, I will not disagree with you on this. They will take a D from me as well. Malaria, I heard about it. And the lady is up here now, so I don't know the status of malaria. So I'll give malaria a W, just withdraw. That's what I would do. I'll just give malaria.
That's a new greatest withdraw.
Their professor try to be strict. So I gave malaria a W, that's withdraw. So malaria register on my list, but it's a W. I don't know. Under the tree, and just correct me, Elijah, under the tree is the Sunday school program, right?
Yeah.
No, they are doing exceptionally well. Brother Judonu Colley from St. Matthews. and you know, everyone that they are doing a great job, and they can do more. So I will also add them on the list with THRP. I'll give them a B minus. I'll give them a B minus on that. Lutheran school system, and the only reason why I'm going to get Lutheran school system not a flat C, I'll give Lutheran school system a C minus, because of the work that Reverend Doe is doing. Reverend Doe is trying his best, but you know it's challenging. So you know, I would give Reverend Doe, you know, in the LCLSS a minus C. There are a lot of challenges in there, you know. Like the Tutu Elijah, they've already talked about that. The translation program, I heard about it. I'm not so familiar, but I know they've been doing a great job. I mean, I would just go with the group, and I would give him a B minus as well. They are doing a great job according to two insiders. I mean, one from Toyota, and I mean, you can disagree with him. So, Corin. To be honest with you, when it comes to Corin and the running of Corin, I'll be honest with you, Corin is a D for me. Corin is a D. Yeah. And I mean, it's just lack of innovation. Zoda will have to go there and pay doctors. Not every time you will have people coming in, or the doctors will go and try to pay doctors' salary, and let's say pay medical staff salary, then pay some areas, then people come back to work. You know? I mean, again, may his soul rest in peace. The late Reverend Weke Mangum. If Reverend Weke Mangum was at Zozo Corin Hospital, I'm not going to say it was going to be all bread and butter, but Zozo Corin Hospital was going to be at some point. And I know we still have individuals. Elijah, I agree with you. We have individuals in our church that are very, very innovative, and they are willing to go in that jungle in Zozo and raise the flag of Zozo to lift that institution up. I mean, he's my senior brother, Sumowie. I mean, to all, you know, I mean, all fairness, brother Sumowie, you're my senior brother, but I would really give you a D minus for Corin Hospital. Now we go to Phoebe. Phoebe, I met this the last time we went to Liberia in 2023. We met this lady who saw, you know, I mean, she gave us update some of the work that they are doing there. But my disappointment comes in when the church, you know, like pretty much the church has no control over her own stuff. Phoebe. So with that, I mean, it's like people are renting our stuff and teaching us how to use it. Or, you know, I mean, it's like we have no, because LCL has no control. I mean, and I stand to be corrected. And this is just my opinion, because we have no control over it. Other people are in our territory and running things for us. We have people in the Lutheran Church in Liberia, either in the diaspora or in Liberia. We have people that have hospital administration or health administration degrees. We have experts that could go and run that place for us as Lutherans, you know. But since that is lacking, that is also that is a D for me. That is a D. But Sumo, you got a D minus, and Phoebe Hospital. No, Sumo, that's a D minus.
That's
No, I don't think M. I want to encourage him. Gender Justin, I'm just hearing of that. I would like to know more about this person. I'd like to work along with this person as well. So whatever grade that is giving her, I mean, for the work that she's doing, I heard that you just informed us about. I mean, I would also give her any grade that you gave her A. I'll give her A too. Now, let's go to LUL. I know that Toto gave LUL A, right? But yes. Look at this right here. There's a disgrace. That man saying that anybody want information from LUL, they should call him. Elijah, can you read this thing for us, please?
LUL entering exam Friday, December 28, 2023. Call Reverend Brian Palmer at SYZ number for information. Why should we call him?
Elijah, no. Dada Toto, hold on one second. Dada Toto, hold on one second. Dada Toto. Why would someone personal number be doing on an institution?
How do you know a personal number? How do you know a personal number?
The first question,
come on.
The question here is, where is Brian's partner position within the LUL?
What's his? Okay, let's agree he's a dean. He's one of the dean of a college, right?
Okay, agree now. He's a dean, right? A dean is not responsible for admission. Admission office is supposed to be
putting up. Who's the head of admission?
So the admission office is supposed to be responsible for this, not the dean's office.
Publicity, not the dean. I think he's
so why is the dean of theological? I don't know whether for theological education or what. Why is the dean putting his personal information there that people should call me? That's what I said. I gave them a C because there's so much internal control problem right now.
The reason why I gave them
the fact here is this. The fact here is this, that if we are not ready, let's pull the curtain and fix it good. Then we'll get back on stage.
No.
We'll start performing. But we can't go on stage. Toto, 1 second, please. We can't say we're ready. We get on stage. Then we start saying, oh, no, you sort of wear control clothes. You're not sort of wear control clothes. You sort of wear coat suit. We can't be doing those kind of things. Look here, Toto. They may say, call Reverend Brian Pablo. Let's forget, it's not his number. He said, call Reverend. Yeah. Why you can say, call the institution?
That's what I said. That's a miss.
Toto, look up here where my mouse is. Brian Palmer. That man posted it on December 17th. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
but it's just wrong. It's wrong. It's just wrong.
That's what I'm saying. Let me just finish, Elijah. The LUL, the whole Tripata, Father, Son, and Holy Mary. They're not Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Father, Son, and the Holy Mary. The Father at LUL, the Son at Aliyah, and the Holy Mary, that LUL, that Tripata. Let me be honest with you. This Tripata thing, we need to pull the curtain and go back and arrange things. LUL, for me, I mean, in all fairness to Dr. Sakwi Malapa, and the only reason why I'm giving this grade is because Dr. Sakwi Malapa, they probably resigned from his good job at Toledo University and went back there. I will give LUL a minus C. If they don't make a mistake, it will be a D plus.
Like I said, there's so many questions that are left unanswered. Because where is the LUL admission office? Who is responsible for admission within the Lutheran school system, university? Who is responsible? All the informations are lacking. We don't have those information. And now you have an individual, like I told you guys, if you went on the LUL page that Brian Patno created, it seems like you're running the Lay Training Center, the Louis D. Bauer Lay Minister Training Center. It seems like you're running it. You go there, you just took the information and just transcribe them onto the website as if though you're running the Lay Training Center. Then you call it the Lay Training Center, and you call it the LUL website.
Let's take our brother. Go ahead.
But I had to hear. He said, "Boy, I had to not get it,
I will not be here too long because I'm not too well. But I wanted to talk about the Lutheran educational system.
Yeah.
I think if I'm being nice, I'll give them a W that they need to withdraw. They've shown us over the years that they lack the capacity or the vision to run any school system, even to run a pre-K system. They have not been successful. You can't show me one that have been successful and self-sustaining for the years. Outside of being beggars like Cassava Lee, what we're asking people overseas to help us fund our programs.
Right.
But particularly the university. The university deserves an F minus. You know how when you're in school, supposed to make 30, they get F, supposed to make 10. This is like a 5% F minus. And the only reason
F brother, disagree with you. No F brother.
Todo, hold on, man. Like you put sport our place, the hold on, Todo.
Todo talking because you're on Apple, you're on top committee with it. But let me be very fair with you. The only reason I'm giving them 5% and not giving them -10, like one of my teachers used to do when you owe him grade, is because
-10. And when I
That's
bought teacher, I guess I'm like -10.
they have look. Dr. Toto knows in nowhere when you have a serious university where some pastor. Let's forget about all the other things. Look, I try to look at their page. What is this? Like you have almost like a 24 church where the pastor is the pastor and he's in charge of collecting money and he's the chief deacon, everything. You stay in your lane, but this is what happens when you got people that have never ever in their lifetime run a credible educational system, and you take them because you're trying to make this a semi-religious institution. You put pastors over stuff. I think the Lutheran Church University is not a vision. It lacks inspiration, it lacks direction, and I think they need to withdraw.
Thank you. Yes, I agree with you too. That they need to withdraw. We need to pull down the curtains and we need to pull down the curtains and make some adjustment before coming back on stage. I agree with.
No. Wendy, it's not an issue of withdrawal. Wendy. We can say is that the Lutheran University, the leadership and those responsible for the Lutheran University needs to retreat, not withdraw. Go back to the drawing board, draw out your organic ground, how you want this institution to run, the command line, who's reporting to who and who's doing what. And everybody got their own areas and institute a system. Because the last time we hosted you guys hosted that the Manangba were not on the show at that time, that the Manangba assures Lutherans that we are about to start a world-class university. And when you say
correction, Elijah. We haven't heard that the Manangba we had Maria Reed Carpet.
That the Manangba also mentioned of the world-class.
Maria Reed Carpet and Dr. What his name? Dr. Allison.
Dennis?
The Reverend Dr. Allison. The both of them. They came and talk about a world-class university.
So whatever the case might be, right, Winnie, whatever the case might be, if you want a world-class university, it's not on the lips. It's in action, it's in words, and it's in action. And people should see it working from the onset. But if you have internal control problems left from the onset, then we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, let's take this caller. Go ahead and make your contribution, please. State your name and make your contribution, please. And the caller is calling from Liberia.
Good evening. My name is John Dixon, and I do join you from Totota Bon County.
Cool. I get one to do that, man.
So, analysis and a hats off to my own CEO, Dr. Toto. But again, Mr. Wole, I agree with the analysis made when it comes to the Lutheran University of Liberia. Quite honestly, there are internal problems. But my question to you and the rest of the team, is it possible to use your expertise to be able to better our system so that, this is something new to us? And the fact that it is established, I want to agree with Dr. Toto that it demands all of the commendation and the grace given by him. But again, we cannot uproot the fact that we got internal control problem when it comes to the Lutheran University. So my question is whether you specifically, Mr. Wole, who have the expertise when it comes to website development, any other person within the Lutheran system could help to better this university so that our people, including myself, we have the opportunity to learn a better way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Dixon. And quickly, I will just respond to this quickly, and I will allow Elijah to just complete his thoughts. Brother Dixon, the Association of Liberian Lutherans in the Americas, ALIA, has a media technology and publicity department, which we've been working with LUL. It's a long back and forth on this, I would say, pretty much. Yes, we are willing to assist. Are we given the opportunity? I would say no. Okay. So that's where we are right now. If the opportunity is given, we will come in to assist. So that's the point, right? That's the point right there. And Elijah, before you come in, Elijah, let's try to wrap up on this quickly. When and for disclaimer, Caesar is my cousin anyway. When Cousin Caesar was giving the F, it reminds me of one of my instructor from Sinkizito. His name was Mr. Taylor. He taught us economics. He said, I will give you a Firestone F.
But I got the T on there.
Yes. No, the Firestone F is the red F. Yeah. Go ahead, Elijah. Let's wrap up. But
Yeah,
we'll talk more.
No, like we've been saying, the distance question. There are a lot of resources available to the Lutheran Church in Liberia. Human resources is not in the deficit in the LCL. I can tell anybody that.
Absolutely.
All you need to do is ask. All the LCL needs to do is ask. But when people don't ask questions, and certain people within the system feel that they have the technical know-how or everything, that's what brings us to where we are today. So the formation of the Lutheran University has been centered around certain people who feels that it is owned by them and it should be them, and they have refused to source the expertise of other people that are around. There are a lot of things that we can provide for the LUL or even the LCL. There are a lot of things that we can. There are a lot of things that we can put into place to help them move forward. But all you need to do is what ask for what you need. So I want to come and be running behind you and say, "Hey, come, I want to do this for you. I want to do this for you." You gotta ask me what you want, and then if I can do it, I tell you I can do it. If I can do it, I tell you I can do it. But I can help you get the person who can do it. I can put you in contact with the person once you have the resources to do it. And one of the things that also bothering our church is the issue of no money syndrome. No money syndrome. Look, Willie, I tell you, the bishop assistant is watching. I told him this. I went to Liberia. I told all of them. Even Bishop Padmo came here. Reverend Pig was here. I had a 4x4 pickup parking here. When the bishop came, I told him, I said, you just ship the pickup to Liberia. Only one you to ship the pickup to Liberia. Yeah, the LCL used the pickup. I drove Reverend Padmo, and not Reverend Padmo, but I drove Reverend Pig in the pickup. I said, I told the bishop, you just ship that pickup to Liberia. You don't buy it from me. I bought it, but you just ship it to Liberia. You use it. That pickup sat on here on there. I sold it for 1,500 to get it out of my driveway. Because the LCL never had money.
All right.
Because the LCL never had money. So
think
people make, but every no money, no money, no money, no money, no money. And if you don't have money, you can't run an institution.
Yeah. Come in, Toto. Please, if you can take 30 seconds on it, please, then we'll bring in.
Just to close on the Lutheran University. For the fact that we can get a university registered, established, and running and operating. It is
running from someone. Running from someone.
It's not running from anybody party. It's running, and that's a success.
Is that how you going to run university?
Even though they may have, even though there may be some obstacles, some challenges along the way,
a big one.
At least we have registered, and we are getting accreditation by the higher education commission Liberia.
That's what will give me a C.
So we are going through all that. So the establishment is just communication, maybe some communication.
Who is the dean of admission for LUL?
For LUL.
I don't know the dean of admission. I don't know
who the vice president for student affairs.
Leadership. That moved that for another time.
Yeah, all right, Elijah. We're going to 2025. Yeah. January is going to be jam-packed.
We will bring the president. We'll try to bring the president.
We're going to bring all those people.
Or maybe the board of directors. To answer some of the questions you have. For me, my point is the reason why I gave the reason why I get the Bishop Pablo administration is
no, not Pablo administration at LUL.
That's what I say. It was through his leadership that is the administration or the university got full swing.
Mm-hmm.
He gave what he word. He said, I will make sure the university be registered and open be running, and which he did. He gave us
university did
war.
full
That's
swing.
what,
The
that's what
university did
it.
full swing.
Yeah,
Call
that's
this
what
number.
it.
The university did full swing.
Yeah, so let's move forward. But I said that. I mean, he did it.
Okay. All right. So
Recognize
folks, I
our
know.
viewer, Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they recognize
Recognize
our
our
before
viewer.
you
People
Yeah,
come
yeah,
in.
that's what I'm about to go to right now. I'm about to go to that right now. So let me recognize our viewers quickly, please. Anyway, we already had him on the show. He spoke with us, our brother Cesar Guia. And he also we'll take our time to screen some of the comments. And he said that evangelism department was only vibrant because of financial support from abroad. All of those evangelists are now pastors. The church has failed to transition from a beggar into an independent church. We need new breed of leaders who will abandon the cassava leaf syndrome. That's deep. Yeah. All right. The Reverend J. Louis McKay. The grade have to be supported by data. For example, Dr. Tutu provided a fact that when it comes to LUL, evangelism has been okay. I think he meant LCL evangelism has been extended to River. Says okay. Gabler is currently assigned. Peaceful preaching point has been upgraded to parish charters. Okay. All right.
Yeah, we're talking about all that.
Yeah.
Okay. So then that Reverend McKay, he said he's in Bapolu. He's following us in Bapolu. But Sister Guia, he agreed with me. He said your analysis is not based on your emotion. Yeah, I mean that's it. It's not based on emotion. And he also talked about the reason for the LCL project that have been mediocre. Okay, mediocre is because we have mediocre because we have been afraid to speak truth to power. That's absolutely true. We need to speak the truth sometimes. Let's be honest. I mean, and yeah. So okay, this is the chaplain of Aliyah, Deacon Moses Smoke Cutter. This is the man that you put his smoke there, he will not answer. So Deacon Moses Smoke, to a point, some issues as I see them predate this administration. No, we're not going to say this administration looking at LC as a whole. Okay, but the Caesar came in there. Sis Nipe Jawi is right there. We say thank you for watching. But the Caesar is there again. He said, "What?" That was Elijah. He was talking to Elijah. He said, "Why C plus different from B and C?" All right. Thank you very much. He got Moses Smoker. He gave Phoebe a D. He said Phoebe has been struggling to run and to attract. That's true. You see, that's true. Toyota, he gave Toyota a B plus. Training is effective. Accountability B, because the leadership took over with aggressive, clear up exercise. Has it been implemented? Anyway, we'll get to that point. Unity C, because issues on assignment are not being welcomed in some parishes. There's a need to do some work. Okay, he was saying LUL. Whoa, hey, Taratoto is your own mayor, your own treasurer. He said F to LUL because LUL is forming a structure along the way.
Did I know? They are not honest.
I'm coming now. Okay, brother Peter Flomo. We'll come in, brother Peter Flomo. Thanks, guys. Thank you too. He's watching from Monrovia. Okay, we had this one for the Moses Deacon Moses Keller. All right, the Reverend Iwe Sakodo. Thanks for the C. We appreciate your evaluation, but you need to dig deeper into where we are. We're going to invite you, Reverend Doe. We tried inviting you the last time, but it did not go through. So we're going to invite you, Reverend Doe, since it's like dry season in Liberia. Please talk to some of our administrators. The school system is changing the narrative. Presently, we have a teaching program working along with the elite teachers training and consultancy. We have a customized scheme of work for Lutheran schools. Thank you so much, Reverend Doe. These are some of the clarification we want. Come clarify. We're going to bring you on the show, Reverend Doe. Next year, we'll go to 2025. We're going to bring you Reverend John Dixon. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My own uncle. This is my uncle here. Hi.
What the baby is he? I said, what is national? What the baby?
I'm interested, but no, the institution is no, carrying the institution is right to ban stop. Banana ban stop. I want the institution.
They need to come from Holly. He need to come out.
You know, come back. God, please have our check. Okay, sis, nippy Jawi. All right, that was our brother, Sister Guya. He said we need to stop this. You know, we can't start a profit university from begging. That's true. And the thing about it is, we need a roadmap, right proposal, other thing.
We have everything in place. All the proposals.
Brian Wheeler. Look, I'm not against Brian Wheeler. Brian Wheeler is doing his best, but because he's misguided, that's the reason why all these things happening. And you got to plan properly. You don't do that. All right, Reverend Iwedo. Oh, Reverend Iwedo, we said thank you. He said the same thing. He said 15 high schools. Okay, thank you so much. But Dixon is here. I gotta read my uncle comment. Because about B Vesely. And the insider of LCL share with all the mission, vision, and statement with the
They come from Katawa High School.
Call Brian Wheeler, you will get that information.
Willie, my son that a leg from Katawa High School. Bishop, what is the bishop?
Bishop.
We still have a lot of challenges in running the LCL Year. That's true. Oh man, this is our pop right here. Let me pronounce it, man. Elijah, wait for me. This is Manipule K Smo.
Yeah,
Manipule.
Yeah.
Manipule. Yeah. Manipule. Like it's a story. Like story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
That is probably name. What his name? Bijo, the director general. He's a director general account the show. I will pronounce the name for you. Anytime we get a name, he can say, "Will I time pronounce it?"
Oh, so what you gotta tell Papa Manipule? Congratulations, my man. Papa he got a twins grandchildren now.
Oh, congratulations!
Okay,
Congratulations! Yeah, we are hoping to see him in Columbus, Ohio, but maybe next year he will come to Atlanta, Georgia. We're not far. Yeah, from St. Louis, so we're not far from there. Hopefully,
the Cockaway is he lost.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And on this show, I want to make a public pronouncement. I found a long time family member rather. But Stephen Cover is back on base. We thank God for traveling mercy. Yes, thank God. And here again, Dick and the Reverend, please post those student progress and curriculum.
I think that's for where we go.
We need a put.
I don't know what the CC.
Enrique Jala, my apology, Willie. I missed your call earlier while wrapping up the traditional wedding. Oh, Enrique Jala. Okay, no problem. I will talk to you, brother. No, Elijah. Is it these statements will even help the university with publicity, not from Nima County.
I agree.
Go to that's what the university is. So few Sundays ago, I received a call from the senior brother, Sonny George. Sonny George is actually my uncle-in-law. So yes. I need to say, man, I'm my uncle-in-law.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Why you gonna be saying it, man? It's my uncle-in-law.
What did I say? So congratulations, man.
Wait, because your uncle-in-law don't got big trouble outside.
No, Sonny just found out that my wife is his niece.
Okay.
After he appeared on the show. He found out that my wife is his niece. So he called me. But I told him, man, I
married a woman without the uncle knowing. Now he got to
No, man. Now I told him up front, the cola money, that cola will finish eating the cola long time. They both finish the cola long time. So if he want to come out now with different techniques. So yeah, I told him the cola finish. So I told him now already the cooler finish. So yes, all right, guys. Please we got some long ones here, but please can we just make it short and just to wrap up, please. All right, we're gonna forget about the issue of accountability. That are total. I mean, let me give you a minute on that, please. Just 1 minute.
So, in terms of accountability, I think
Yeah.
from my perspective,
Check your grade and your.
Yeah, Bishop Amo leadership had done extremely well in terms of accountability. And for the fact that he can establish the verification unit of the church to account for the church asset. That's a A plus for him right there.
Okay. Okay. Elijah, please. 1 minute. Accountability.
All right. Accountability. For what I wrote as a fortune accountability, the Putin accountability. That's what the Bishop Partner administration has been doing. Even though they were faced with huge challenges along the way, but they are forging in that path to bring people to book people who stole the church's property to make them accountable for that. Yeah, we can give them a B plus for doing that. But what are the gains right
Okay.
now as we stand? That's my thing. For giving them B plus, like they're forging accountability. They want people to be accountable. Okay, but where are we with those processes as we speak?
So for me, when it comes to accountability, I would do a C. And the reason why I'm going to do a C is because they initiated the process is a C. But the fact that it's just falls short on the way and the issue of accountability did not go like it wasn't systemic, like going to other institutions like Phoebe or LTR, and it just stopped right there on the issue of accountability. That's a C for me. The next thing is on the issue of accountability. Luqua, I think we all heard about this whole thing on this Luqua, and we're collecting money for Luqua. Until now, I don't know if report was made on that. The money that was collected, and we have paid the money. What is our status right now? So with all of those, and there are so many other things, I would say a C. Can they improve on it? Yes. But for initiating that access recovery and verification, everything, I would do a C on that. Information dissemination. Elijah, I will start with you. Information dissemination. Let's do 1 minute, please. You're great and
I
what?
think I had a conversation with one of the leaders about this information dissemination within the LCL. This is a big challenge. It has been a challenge for the LCL over the years, even within the various programs that we are running. It has been a problem. We are not leveraging some of the platforms that we have or the resources that we have to put information out there, especially when it comes to sensitive topics that are within the LCL. Like we're talking about the accountability issue. You had a case in court and you are pursuing this case. You had a verification team. You set up an access verification team. You also set up an investment team because we know that the property on the compound that you lease, there was noise that came out of that process. What are the clarifications? What are you doing about all the noise around the church? How the church is managing communication and how they're communicating with the parishes. Um, for me, I think they're really failing in that aspect. The bishop can be working and doing everything from his perspective. He knows that he's working, but if the information is not being communicated across the LCO for people to know, and how can the bishop send the information out? You got people you call the district deans. The district deans they are they are member of the executive council. They come to executive council meeting on a quarterly basis, and when they come to executive council, you are discussing these things. You are discussing important matters within the executive council. And there are some of the information from the executive council that are public information that you need the district deans, to communicate that with the pastors, and then the pastor should be able to communicate that to the parishioners. In that way, you don't need a communication officer specifically in the LCA to say, oh, this person is a communication officer responsible for communication to do that. But even leveraging or using your district deans, you can use them very effectively to get your message across the board. But I'm not sure the LCA is leveraging that opportunity, or is really using the deans to the potential. And I know somebody will come up with the argument and say, "Oh, the deans, they are not full-time deans because the parishes are not paying the deans." Granted, the parishes are not paying the deans, but the deans, they are still assigned to parishes that they are working. So even those parishes they are working on, they get some allowances for stretch car. A dean can sit down and say, "Oh, I went to the executive council meeting. After the executive council meeting, these are some things that we discussed, and I need to pass this over to you and pastors within the district to share with the parishes and your congregation." You send one text message, it going to everybody within your network. You don't have to travel to all the 15 or 16 parishes within your district, and your message is already gone. But I think people are not prioritizing information dissemination very seriously within the LCL. With that, I gave the LCL F.
All right, thank you. Dr. Toto, can you please do 1 minute on that, please?
So when it comes to information dissemination, I think I kind of agree with Elijah to sort of the public relationship arm of the church is very weak in terms of reaching out and sending communication out, which they do to improve on the greatly. You know, information is very key. Information communication is the role model to run a successful organization, especially a church. If you don't send the correct information or the information not reaching the people, it'll be very difficult for the people to be able to implement the policy, the resources, everything they have for them to implement. It will be very difficult. So for that, I think our church have to do well on it. I would not get an F, I would get a C minus on it.
All right. So for me, when it comes to information dissemination, Elijah, you've touched on everything. I'm going to give them a Firestone F when it comes to
The re-
information dissemination. They are Firestone F. And the reason why I'm saying Firestone F is because they have the opportunity, they have tools, they have resources that they can take advantage of. Why it's true that we don't have the Luther FM yet, but we have other platforms that we could use. Okay. At this point of time, we should have an official page or a handler for the Bishop of the Lutheran Church. Like you can even use that to push it. If Bishop Eaton of the ELCA, she got Facebook page, she got Twitter page. Anything she can post it there and everybody can see it. That's one thing people play with their phone. So based on that, because we are not leveraging the opportunities that we have, for me is a Firestone F. All right. Then let's move quickly to the auxiliaries. The auxiliary, we can just wrap them up, we can just sum them up, and then the last one would be unity, or maybe we can do unity, then we'll go to auxiliaries. Let's do unity quickly. Unity in our church. Elijah, 1 minute. That or 1 minute, please.
So in terms of unity, I don't think this leadership have done enough yet to reach out, especially looking at a better election that we have to elect the bishop and other officials. And a lot of things happen in our convention. And when the bishop took over, some of the changes he brought, a lot of people saw as a witch hunt. And a lot of people were silent and up to down. We know some of them yet. They are still quiet. They are not really speaking. They will speak out. So I don't think they have done enough to reach out in terms of unity in the church. The church is divided. If you speak to some of the pastors, you speak to some of the lay leaders in the church, they will tell you the division that in the church is divided. So Bishop Pamo need to work hard on that, and I will give his administration C for that.
Thank you. Elijah.
You're talking about auxiliaries, right?
No. Unity.
Oh, sorry, Unity. I saw that comment from Sissy. You know, that a total. I know. I agree with you. Also on what you said, and then unity and reconciliation within the church. Human by nature, we can live without conflict. There will always be conflict, but there should be a point of compromise. And if we cannot reach a point of compromise, then that's a problem. And for the LCL, we've always had conflict after elections. I think this is the least of a conflict that we have in the LCL now compared to what we had in the past after election. Like we have some real clutches, some pastors almost choked with tea. A convention, and there was a really big split within the LCL after some elections. But the LCL came back together after vigorous reconciliation and resources went into that. I know that the Department administration took some steps in trying to reconcile the church, especially the issue with the women department, which of course is still a sticky issue within the LCL, because some of the women did not like the approach that the Department administration took in the reconciliation process, even though they called them to meeting, talk to them. Some people say it was like a workshop. Even the bishop who suspended people, he was in the meeting, was the controlling the meeting. So you can have a disputing of the conflict, being the one to reconcile the people who are angry with the person who created the problem. You bring them to be the reconciler. You can solve a problem like that. So that's the reason why people walk from that reconciliation meeting. They will stay angry because Bishop Jensen, who suspended people, Bishop Palmer brought him to be one of the facilitators of the reconciliation negotiation among the women. So that didn't go down well. And then also they allowed one of the ladies who was running, where the problem came from, Yaman Boa, they allowed her to also run, and while Annie was not allowed to run. So that was another conflict of interest within the reconciliation process. So as we speak, it is still an issue within the women department. St. Matthew is still agitated, but that part of it is still unhinged with the situation. So we still have like some real serious problem within the LCL when it comes to unity and reconciliation. But at least there were some steps taken by the LCL to see how best they can solve the problem. I don't know how far they're going with that process, but I will go along with your grading and give them a C for that as well.
So for me, quickly on on reconciliation or unity, uh, both of you have touched on it, but for me, I would say that the part that that was one of the key moments, when it comes to this administration, bringing the church together. All right, with that women issue, and I agree with Elijah that both parties should have just been giving red card. Maybe at this point, the both of you. So it's like both of us two complaints. Or Elijah, and I think Elijah thinks he's right, and I think I'm right. And you say, okay, for peace sake, will it just step aside? Elijah go and run. Elijah will feel that because he's right, that's why he was allowed to I don't know, you call that running or contesting, because there was no opponent, So I mean, in all fairness, to be, I mean, when it comes to unity, and again, we have resources. Trauma healing reconciliation program. This is not a, you know, there's not an infant institution or program within Liberia. This is a veteran institution. So the fact that we have all of these opportunities and we are not really making use of them, instead we are taking the other way. I mean, to be honest with you, I would give it a solid D plus. I mean, that's just my opinion. No, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, and I think that the church can do more.
Plus, you can't get that.
No, I mean, that's something like 69. You get D is a passing mark, right, my brother? That D is a passing mark. But if you get a Firestone now, then forget it. For me, if you get Firestone, it's zero you did in that area. But I mean, you can still make progress and jump over. So for me, it's a solid D plus. Quickly, the auxiliaries. We're not going to go into everything with the auxiliaries. We're just going to say men, women, youth. You're just going to start men, this, women, this, youth, this. Maybe you can give one or two just on that. Go ahead, Elijah, on the men, women, youth.
The men, women, and youth department, I would give all of them an A, based on the fact that all of these programs or the auxiliaries, they are locally funded. The leadership, not all of them A specifically, excluding the women, but the youth and the men departments, I would give them solid A. They've been really working hard to get these departments working, especially for the men's department. For the first time in the history of our church, we got a solid men department working. Peace be unto his actually the late Brother Benedict J. Clark. He was
Yes.
very instrumental in restorating the men's department to get them to where they are today. And today we have the National Lutheran Church men. So that is something very laudable. You have to give them the credit. They're doing well. They raise their own money locally and support their programs and things and support the parishes that they are in. So we gave them a solid A for that. Same with the young
Okay.
people. The young people have limited resources, but they are making the sacrifices. We were there. We know how it is to run the youth department, and you have to sacrifice your own life needs sometimes to do the work of the young people. You got to travel distances, by roads, cross rivers, and oh man, I'm talking about it and just getting some reflection about some of the areas that we pass.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
So
Bobby Carter is my brother. We all grew up in St. Matthew. He said they
when you
try to get
when
back.
they are trying to get a bad GP, yeah, Bobby Carter
Sorry,
is
I've
kind
been
of right.
laughing.
So that's just it from me. The youth department, they're really traveling. They've been doing great. So we give them a as well. And then the women department, they got a lot of conflict within the women department. So we give them a C because they need to work. They need to do some homework.
Tata Toto,
Yeah,
ABC. Men, women, youth. Sorry, men, women, youth.
let me start with the youth because I'm not too familiar when it comes to the men department and the women department. I'm not too familiar with them. But for the
Okay.
youth, I'm familiar with the youth department. I follow their work and I see the effort they are put in place, especially to have their their camp that going on presently. They put out a good work in it. They reach out and they appear on the show here and they have real structured program in place to give up to the young people. So I do encourage you. I would like to give them an ear, to continue the good work they are doing. And wherever they need help, we all can give them that support.
Thank you. So, for me, when it comes to the women, I will also give the women a D plus. They are doing extremely well, but they can do more. But Elijah, what happened, man? No,
I get to get my Bobby's comment. I get to get my Bobby's comment.
yeah, Bobby. Don't mind Bobby. And the
Bobby said you're
reason
good.
that no,
Give the LC.
for a simple fact, right, Elijah? The simple reason here is because after the elections, right? Um, there has not been much effort when it comes to unifying the women. The women organization, I remember back then, the women organization was the most vibrant organization of all the auxiliaries, followed by the youth. The men, again, like you said, peace be unto his arches. Brother, Brother Kakula took this on his shoulder and make the men fellowship where it is today. The men fellowship now is even running parallel to the youth. You
Mhm.
know, so our mothers, I thank you so much for your hard work. I give you a solid D plus on that. For the men and the youth, it's difficult, man. But follow what you need. Jokoyan, right? No, what's the name again? Elijah?
Who? I don't know what
Uh,
you're talking about.
no, Golayon. He's the president.
Oh, Father Lion.
Yeah, follow Golayan. Follow Golayan, you are doing extremely well. You are doing extremely well. I will give you an A minus. That's my first A I've given today. I will give you an A minus. For the youth, I will give you a solid A. No one has gotten an A plus. I give the youth a solid A. They can do more and reach to A plus. But the youth is doing extremely well. The youth has you know, I mean, so many great things. The rubber farm, I think a coffee farm or cocoa farm. Talking about the Kankepi, rehabilitating the Kankepi site, and so many other things that the youth, the youth organization is doing, and they are doing it with very limited resources. Can you imagine this camp, man? Camp, they went to camp with initial contribution of 5,000, over 300 people. Look, it's a miracle taking place at that camp where Jesus fed 5,000 men. That's what happening there. Over 300 children, you feeding them 3 times a day with limited amount. Kudos to you guys, man. Thank you all so much. Thank you for the great work that you are doing. Yeah, so folks, again, want to say thank you. Thank you for sticking there with us. Brother Zena, again, it's been a pleasure. We miss our sister today. She's not here with us. And also Dr. Tutu. We're going to give 1 minute each. Then we have an announcement to make as well. And I will just read on that announcement quickly. And it's from our from the Reverend Yapazo, his family. Just so for those on the East Coast or those here in Liberia, in the United States, the Yakwazo family has an announcement up. They said this is from the Yakwazo, Vesely, and Tupa families. Sadly announce the below sequence of events for the homegoing of our beloved mother, auntie, sister, and grandmother.
Can you post that? Can you put the announcement with it?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Dr. Toto, just go ahead with your 1 minute. I will post that announcement quickly.
Yeah, it came very good show. Very good show. Good discussion. I like it. You talk about the greedy. And let me just say out there that some of our greedy, whether it is supported by data, it's just based on our own personal opinion. I would see things like
Brian was posting, right?
as a church, as a church is run. It's from our own personal perspective. So this is a very good show, and we continue to have this type of discussion. It's not like we hate the leadership in the church or we don't support what they are doing in the church. This interaction and discussion are just meant to re-energize them, to make them be more successful in what they are doing. And we are there to give them that support to work with them, especially to make some of those areas that where people talk more about, especially kind of the Lutheran University, which is a key issue. There are a lot of challenges along the way, a lot of lapses until there. It can be done correctly. We are here to provide our expertise, our knowledge in some of the area, where the need or where come in. This is our church. We're there to provide the best for our church to be one of the best in Liberia, as always. So again, I want to wish you all a happy new year. We may not see you again. We'll see 2025 by God's grace, and we'll continue to start a new brand discussion again. Thank you, Wade and Elijah.
Elijah, you will take us home. Let me just post this here quickly.
All right.
No. Elijah, where you will take us home. After this, you will take us home. So as I was reading, this is from the Yapazo family. Quickly, we just want to highlight Thanksgiving service in the United States will be held on January 18, 2025 at 11 a.m. at the Lutheran Church of the Redeemer in Trenton, New Jersey. So on January 18th, 2025 at 11 a.m., there will be a Thanksgiving service in Trenton, New Jersey, and the rest will be held in Liberia. On the 24th, there will be wakekeeping on the 24th at St. Matthew Lutheran Church at 8 p.m., and the funeral service will be on the 25th at 10 a.m. also at the St. Matthew's Lutheran Church. So, again, Reverend Yakwazo, you are a member of our team. We want to say, please, again, have our deepest condolences. And while we're on air, we saw breaking news. We just want to share for those who do not know yet. The former president of the United States of America, Jimmy Carter, he passed today. So this breaking news just came up while we're on air. I want to thank everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us. We always love you to be here. Next year, let's say come January, we're going to be having some real serious conversation. We're going to be having Aliyah will be appearing on the show. We'll also be greeting Aliyah. Aliyah will be coming on. We will be also paying host to Phoebe, the administrator of Phoebe. We'll also be paying host to the gender justice head in Liberia. We'll also be paying host to Reverend Reverend P. Reverend P is a veteran pastor in the Lutheran Church in Liberia. And also we will be hopefully paying host to our bishop last Sunday in the month for Bishop's Hour. Until then, we'll see you next year. Thank you so much.
Elijah, that closing. No rush.
No, that Elijah turn. I'm closing like Elijah. Elijah closing us. Elijah is an insider. He's an insider.
Come on, forget being insider. Oh well, first of all, I want to say thank you to our listening audience. We really had a good interaction with everybody today, and it has been a really good show today. And we hope that we can continue to bring you this show as long as we have birth in our lungs. We'll be sitting here every Sunday to talk to everybody, and our opinions are ours, and we are only talking these things because we want to make sure that our church is moving in the right direction. We have nothing against anybody. We love everybody. We love all Lutherans, and we just say thank you all for the contribution and the balance in our conversation. And as we are going into the new year, we pray that we'll see all of you guys next year, 2025. I want to wish you all a happy new year and pray that God will continue to bless each and every one of us as we look towards crossing over into 2025. But then the team, I want to say thank you to all of you guys. Dr. Toto, my brother Woody, couple is not here today. I look forward to seeing you guys in 2025.
Thank you for the benediction. I remember you passed us somebody.
Yeah, for patrocina all the very yeah.
Yeah.
Evangelist, give her the benediction.
Receive the benediction. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord makes his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lifts up the countenance upon you to give you peace. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the blessed Holy Spirit.
Amen.